14 players had at least a share of the lead at some point during the third round of the 108th PGA Championship. The final round at Aronimink Golf Club began with 21 players within 4 shots of the lead, held by Alex Smalley at 6 under. And Sunday proved to be just as volatile as Saturday. As the leaderboard fluctuated throughout the day, one player kept calm and carried on. The Englishman Aaron Rai. 2 over for his first 8 holes. He made an eagle at 9 and then caught fire. 4 birdies on the back 9, closing with a round of 65. His career best in a major, 9 under for the week, and he would not be caught. Aaron Rai, a first-time major winner, your 2026 PGA champion. Welcome to the PGA Championship tonight on Westwood One, sponsored in part by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. I'm Whit Watson, joined tonight by Brian Katrek. We'll recap the 108th PGA Championship from Aronimink Golf Course outside Philadelphia. A roller coaster final day until Aaron Rai seized control over his final 10 holes. Eagle on 9, birdies at 11, 13, and 16. His tee shot at the par 3 17th landed 68 feet 5 inches from the cup. And what followed was the defining moment of this tournament and his career.
Aaron Rai has just hit a beautiful birdie putt on 17, and he drains it. From 50 feet, Aaron Rai is unstoppable at Aronimink. He is 9 under par.
Amelia Duran on the call, and actually 68 feet 5 inches officially. Rai, the 31-year-old from England, 1 win on the PGA Tour, the Wyndham Championship in 2024. Before this week, he was best known for playing with 2 gloves and using head covers on his irons, an homage to his parents, immigrants to Britain, who supported his junior golf career at a time when the family didn't have a lot of money. His dad used to clean Aaron's clubs with a file and baby oil after each round, and young Aaron placed covers on those irons to extend their lifespan, a practice he continues to this day. Veteran play-by-play man Brian Katrek was there for every shot this week, calling the action from Aronimink. Brian, maybe not the winner we expected, but the winner we deserved. Aaron Rai absolutely took control of this golf tournament. How was it from your perspective?
That's so well said, Whit. It was, you've been in this seat before. You've seen things where you come into Sunday, you're not really sure what's going to happen, but I've never had this many question marks. Go all the way back to Thursday. At one point, we had 80-plus players within 4 shots of the lead. We're talking about Thursday afternoon, not Thursday at 10:30 in the morning. This has been close. The question today was going to be who would bust out, and I didn't see Aaron Rai coming. I really didn't. But once he got out in front, he did not look back.
The first Englishman to win the PGA Championship since it went to stroke play. We don't want to take any credit away from Jim Barnes in 1919. You would have thought that would be a Nick Faldo or a Luke Donald accolade, but instead it's Aaron Rai. What do you think this means, for one thing, for future Ryder Cup consideration, and for another, for his fans back home?
Yeah, I don't think he has really started to process all of that yet. I think the fans are already making a push. This is the second event for European Ryder Cup qualification this year. They're going to all have points next year, but the majors have them this year. He certainly got Luke Donald's attention, and that really is the next step. Aaron Rai's progress has been there. His first win on that DP World Tour back in 2018, as you chronicled, and he's continued success, multiple wins over there. One over here a couple of years ago, perennially involved in the playoffs, a guy you're never surprised to see at the top of the leaderboard, but now a major champion, and now he held on. So Ryder Cupper just seems like the next logical step, and this doesn't put him on the team by any stretch of the imagination, but it puts him on the radar.
There's also a streak that is now intact. There's been a first-time major winner in each of the last 12 years, as Rai wins a major, obviously, for the first time. What do you think that says about the depth of our game right now?
It's been incredibly deep for a long time, and you know that. We've got guys that will never get to play in a major championship that may have the game to win a major championship. And Aaron Rai may have been, he was almost one of those back in the day. You catch a couple of breaks that go the other way. and all of a sudden you're not getting in the big event instead of the little event, and you may never hear of a guy like Aaron Rai or Alex Smalley or, Matty Schmid, some of the other characters here. But Aaron Rai shows he belongs, and that's all it takes, as you know. Confidence is so important to these guys, and now he just took that next level of confidence to know that his best is good enough to beat the best on the biggest stage. That's gigantic for him.
Before we go to break, the new CEO of the PGA Tour, Brian Rolap, has talked about playing in bigger markets annually, like Philadelphia. How did Philly do as a golf town from your perspective this week?
Well, I think they did very well, and I think it was a perfect reason to stay in and go to big sports towns. We're going to Dallas next year, so that's going to be okay. I mean, they've planned this thing out for a long time. But if you thought Bethpage was a failure, and Bethpage was certainly loud, that was a different atmosphere as its international team competition, I thought this was a rousing success. And I've never been a fan of any of the Philly sports teams. However, these fans show up, they're vocal, they were supportive, they weren't abusive, they were everything they were supposed to be. It showed why it's one of the best sports towns in the world.
Still to come, we've got some tournament stats as Aaron Rai has hoisted the Wanamaker Trophy. More with Brian Katrek coming up. You're listening to the PGA Championship tonight on Westwood One.
Aaron Rai, 4 birdie on 18, turning left, leaves it just half a foot short. So Aaron Rai tapping in right now on 18. He posts 9 under par, and we'll have to just wait and see if he is a major winner for the very first time.
Welcome back to the PGA Championship tonight on Westwood One. Aaron Rai with a 2-putt par on the 18th, called by Amelia Duran. He finishes at 9 under, captures the Wanamaker Trophy as the 2026 PGA champion. Whit Watson joined tonight by Brian Katrek. Let's take a look at some of the other players on the first page of this leaderboard. Jon Rahm really acquitted himself this week. He made a run, got to 6 under, just didn't make enough birdies on his second 9, made 1 birdie coming in. But Rahm was a player, Brian, who has had good form on the LIV Tour prior to this PGA Championship. We didn't know how that would translate. It turns out Jon Rahm is a major championship contender, no matter who he's playing for. What did you think about his week?
That part you knew coming in. You're exactly right. I thought one thing, Rahm birdied the first 2 holes and was tied for the lead right off the bat, and that was really good. One thing that the LIV League did this year that they had not done in previous years, they gave those guys a week to play in these conditions. They played in the Washington, D.C. area last week. Same types of grasses, same type of walk, same types of greens. Obviously, it's a different atmosphere, but you go back to a couple of years ago where they were trying to prepare their guys for a trip to Scotland by playing in the sunshine and warm weather grasses in Spain, or playing halfway across the world. That would always put their guys at a disadvantage. Well, this year they got their scheduling right, and I think it showed. You saw a lot of guys that just came off the out of the lost and found bin this week, and Jon Rahm was never in the lost and found bin. He was a guy who was honestly, you were going to have to step forward and beat him. Once he got to 6 under, I was surprised to see him back up at all. But no matter where he was, what Aaron Rai did was going to win. But Jon Rahm is definitely a big-time player, and he will be a contender here in a month at the U.S. Open.
After an opening round 74, Rory McIlroy turned it around, went 67, 66, 69 to finish at 4 under, tied for 7th. When all is said and done, it's a top 10 at a major. But McIlroy on day 1 looked utterly lost. What does it say about him that he was able to find something and come back from that opening round?
Well, it says a lot. It also shows his calmness. That you would have expected the same. I know you're going to spend some time talking about Scotty Scheffler. Scotty wouldn't have panicked. And there was a time when Rory may have panicked, but he didn't. And he just kept giving himself chances. He got better. He got in that group with Xander Schauffele. Even today, when you thought those were the guys. That was the group to watch. They started the day, I think, 3 shots out of second place. You didn't feel like Alex Smalley's 2-shot lead was as deeply rooted as you might imagine. We knew Alex was going to have a tough hill to climb there. So you look at those guys that were 2 and 3 shots out of second, and that's where Rory and Xander were. Really thought you were going to get something out of them. Just didn't make enough. And on paper, this was a wide open painting, a wide open vista here with the big de-treeing effort that they went through, and it should have been even better for Rory. the strength of his game is his driver, and he just didn't have it this week. But he kept trying, kept giving himself chances until Aaron Rai said, I'm going to win.
Scotty Scheffler, since you brought him up, 125 putts this week, Brian, 2 shy of his most ever in a major championship. Are we concerned for the number 1 ranked player in the world, or do you think this is an aberration?
I think this is an aberration. I think he's concerned. There's no way that he's happy about this, Whit. And the reason why this is an aberration is because he's going to go get to work on it. Scotty Scheffler was not a bad putter, really, until he 4-putted the Masters to win. You know, that's kind of when the putting problems started. That's a good way to good problems to have. You know, he's gone away from the blade putter that he won that tournament with. He's had some success with this mallet head. He went to that saw grip on the short length. You've seen all that. I think all of those adjustments were his willingness to keep working at it. We know he's going to keep working at it, so he's going to find something. I would personally like to see him just simplify things on the greens. And, you know, he gives himself so many chances. You just have to come to the realization that you're just not going to make as many as everybody else. Just because you give yourself more chances than everybody else. You just, you know, if you give yourself 10 or 15 looks a day that you consider makeable, and you can make half of them, that's really, really good, and that's going to win a lot. So hopefully that's Scotty's takeaway.
Let's check the final leaderboard, sponsored by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade products for your industry, next-day delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Aaron Rai is the Wanamaker trophy holder and keeping a streak intact. As mentioned, there's now been a first-time major winner in each of the last 12 years. 9 under his number. John Rahm, -6, only 1 birdie on the second 9 for Rahm. Alex Smalley gave up a 2-shot lead but battled back 3 over after 8, made an eagle at 16, got him back to 6 under, birdied 18, tied for second with Rahm. Justin Thomas 5 under, 65 early in the day, sat for about 3.5 hours until Rai took control. And Rory McIlroy finishing at 4 under and tied for 7th, that again after an opening round 74. Here is Rory with Amanda Balionis.
Rory, what was the difference between a good round, which is what you had today, just one drop shot on a tough golf course, versus the great round that you would have needed to win today?
Yeah, I think not birdieing the 2 par 5s, and then making the bogey at the drivable par 4 13th. That was, to me, I played the golf that I felt like I needed to play the rest of the way. You know, if I birdie the 2 par 5s and I turn that 5 into a 3 at 13, then, you know, it's a, you know, the day looks very different. Even though, look, Aaron is getting away from the field a little bit, and, you know, looks like he's going to win, which is great. You won't find one person on property that's not happy for him. But yeah, looking back on today's round, I'll rue those 3 holes.
Before we head to break, let's check some tournament stats sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty Mutual customizes your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Aaron Rai this week goes 70, 69, 67, 65. He is the first player to win a major, improving his score each round that week since Mark O'Meara did it at the 1998 Masters, and he's the first ever to win a PGA in doing so. We'll come back and get Brian Katrek's round of the day and final thoughts from Westwood One. This is the PGA Championship tonight.
Justin Thomas trying to save par here at 18. Post 65, post 5 under. Strokes this out to the right, turning down to the left, has a chance, and he's got it! And a big fist bump from JT. 65 on Sunday.
John McGinnis on the call. Justin Thomas posting that 65 early in the day and had to wait several hours to see if 5 under would hold up. He was the leader in the clubhouse when he posted that number. Instead, Aaron Rai shot 31 on the back 9 and rendered that a moot point. Welcome back to the PGA Championship tonight on Westwood One, the 108th playing of the PGA. And Justin Thomas, a former PGA champion himself, talked about being the clubhouse leader and what to do while you wait.
I don't know if there's an art. I can tell you how there isn't, because it happened to me one time in Hartford, Connecticut one year. It It was actually the same day that Furyk shot 58, I think it was. I shot like 61 or 2, and I finished pretty similar. Like the leaders were on like the middle of the front 9, and I had a buddy that was there out watching me, and like we went in the clubhouse, and probably had like 4 or 5 beers at lunch, and next thing you know, it's like 2.5 hours later, and I'm still the leader in the clubhouse. The wind picked up like 15, 20 miles an hour, and the leaders were on like 15. And like Jimmy was caddying for me at the time. He's at a Subway like an hour and a half away. Like, what do we do? And I've never not wanted to be in a playoff before, but I kind of didn't want to be in a playoff then. That wouldn't have been a good situation. So I'm not going to do that. I promise you that.
Turned out to be a moot point. As mentioned, Justin Thomas 65 on the final day, but Aaron Rai posting the same number, 65, to win the PGA Championship at 9 under par. Jon Rahm at -6, Alex Smalley at -6, Ludwig Oberg and Matty Schmid tied for 4th alongside Justin Thomas at 5 under par. Time now for the round of the day, brought to you by Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments has a team of specialists in investing, financial planning, estate planning, and more. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. All right, Brian Katrek, this may seem like an obvious question, but you might surprise me. Who do you think shot the round of the day?
Well, I got to give an honorary mention. Can I give an honorary mention to the guy that shot
Yes,
63? You can. Okay, then you know what the round of the day is. I'm going to give the honorary mention to Kurt Kitayama, 63, which isn't the low round in major championships anymore. As you know, we've got 62s at all the majors, including the Players, except now for the Masters. But he shot 63 in Pennsylvania. Johnny Miller did that over at Oakmont back in 1973, so that was awesome. But what Aaron Rai did was awesomer because there was just no question. He didn't have a nervy moment anymore. He was hitting brave shots, too. He had a greenside bunker shot at 13, and he just went ahead and hit it. Just threw it all the way back there like it was nothing. He made every putt he had to make. He obviously, the bomb at 17, he looked calm and composed. And when you put together that sort of a round with this much on the line, that's your round of the day.
The first Englishman, Aaron Rai, to win a PGA Championship in the stroke play format. Brian Katrek was there for every single shot, every single step. Brian, thanks, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
I definitely did. Whit, it is always an honor to be with you on these shows, and it was awesome to watch this unfold today.
Aaron Rai is your PGA champion, 9 under par. Jon Rahm -6, Alex Smalley -6, Justin Thomas, Ludwig Oberg, Matty Schmid 5 under par, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, and Cameron Smith coming in at -4 and tied for 7. We'll come back to wrap it up in just a moment. You're listening to the PGA Championship tonight on Westwood One.
Aaron Rai has just hit a beautiful birdie putt on 17, and he drains it. From 50 feet, Aaron Rai is unstoppable at Aronimink. He is 9 under par.
Amelia Duran on the call, officially 68 feet 5 inches. Put that one in a museum. Aaron Rai's defining shot at the 108th PGA Championship, that birdie at 17, and that is the highlight of the day. Sponsored by Wrangler. Here's to the early risers, the go-getters. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler for the ride of life. Welcome back to the PGA Championship tonight on Westwood One. I'm Whit Watson. 21 players within 4 shots of the lead when the final round began at Aronimink Golf Club outside Philadelphia. Aaron Rai, the 31-year-old Brit, posting 65 on the final day, and he outclasses the field. 9 under for the week, his second win on tour, and his first major championship. Aaron Rai speaking with the CBS broadcast crew after his title.
Aaron Rai, congratulations. Entering this week, you were calling this season a frustrating one. You've been battling injury, most recently your neck. You haven't been able to practice the way you wanted to, and yet you leave here a major champion, taking down the strongest field in golf. How did you do it, and what are you most proud of?
Very surreal, Amanda. As you said, it's been a bit of a frustrating season, so to be stood here is definitely outside of my wildest imagination. But I think just really good consistency over the last few weeks in terms of practice. Body's been feeling great, and really enjoyed the course this week, and continued to hold the rounds together as the week went on. So yeah, phenomenal to be stood here.
Talking to your inner circle, to your peers a couple minutes ago, they all said you're one of the best human beings they have ever met. And a part of that has to do with your respect that you have for the game. What has the game of golf given to you, and what does the game of golf mean to you?
Golf is an amazing game. It teaches you so many things, and it teaches you so much humility and discipline and absolute hard work, because nothing is ever given in this game, no matter what level you're playing, no matter what course you're playing on. So I think it just teaches so many amazing life skills. And I think pretty much every guy on tour are incredible people. And I think the sport should be very proud of the ambassadors that represent the PGA Tour and represent the PGA of America.
Well, they are all certainly very proud of you. Let's talk about the exclamation point you put on your round, that birdie on 17. Second longest putt made over the course of the entire field all weekend. You do it when it matters most. What did you see?
Definitely wasn't trying to hold that putt. The shadow of the pin gave a really nice line for probably the last 10 feet, so that definitely helped with the visual of the putt. But it was so long that was just trying to put good speed on it, make a good putt, and it just tracked extremely well in the last half. So yeah, amazing to see that one go in.
An amazing performance from start to finish. Aaron Rai, take your trophy one more time, because this bad boy's coming home with you. Congratulations.
Amanda Balionis conducting the interview as Aaron Rai takes home $3.69 million. That is a record for a PGA championship. A lifetime exemption into all future PGA championships. 5-year exemptions to the Masters, the U.S. Open, the Open Championship, and the Players. 5-year PGA Tour membership and 7-year DP World Tour membership. Aaron Rai is your PGA champion for 2026. Wherever your golf journey is headed, a PGA of America golf professional will help you get there. Find your PGA coach at pga.com/coach. We'd like to thank our crew this week, producers Nick Pope and Jordan Markovic, coordinating producers Brian Finkelstein and Aaron Cummins, Vice President Executive Producer Mike Eby, the Senior Vice President of Sports for Cumulus Media and Westwood One is Bruce Gilbert. Now for Brian Katrek and the entire crew, I'm Whit Watson. Aaron Rai, your PGA champion in 2026, and you've been listening to the PGA Championship tonight on Westwood One.